complete a tractate, we celebrate, at least minimally, with a statement, and we make a declaration. And one of the declarations we say in that statement is, they toil and we toil. They toil and they receive no reward, and we toil and we do receive reward. What does that mean? They toil and we toil. They toil, person works in a company, and comes to bonus time, and this employee is one of a kind of employees, gives it his best, but he never brought a deal in for the company. As much as he toiled, and literally his level of dedication was selfless, he's not going to get the bonus. Because bonus is determined by financial gain and what you bring financially to the company. When it comes to God, if you toil, even if you don't succeed, you're fully rewarded and credited, even to a greater degree. Because if a person doesn't see any return on his effort, and despite that, he tries and tries, again, that only is an indication of his dedication to God. So for that itself, you're deserving of the ultimate reward. That makes it even more difficult. A person has a phenomenal mind and he applies himself and he has tremendous benefit and pleasure from the intellectual understanding. He's self-motivated. It's much easier. But a person who has to actually invest tremendous amounts of effort to understand, and after everything's said and done, doesn't understand, and despite that, he still applies himself, that person's level of dedication is greater than the person who understands to a greater degree, but it comes easily to that person. Because again, that's the principle from tzara agra. So in life, whatever we do regarding our Judaism as doing the right thing, the greater the sacrifice, the greater the reward. Visa Bavis Reb Nosson, Kimea Pomim B'tzar, really, it's Pamachs B'tzar. Something that you do one time in a state of difficulty or pain is Mea Pomim Shlo B'tzar. If you do one thing, one situation, you perform in a difficult situation, it has 100 times greater value than doing something that comes easily. That's its value. So therefore, understanding the value and the return, that would make it easier. Putting things in perspective makes it easier to be able to contend with the issue. I'll give you an example. Just share something when I was a young student, when I was 16, 17, 18 years old in Baltimore. If you ever know the summers in Baltimore, I see Beth is on, it's like being in a sauna. The summertime, August and July, and I'm going into the 60s, there was only one room in the yeshiva that was air conditioned. That was the Beis Medrash, the main study hall. All the classrooms, the lecture hall rooms were not air conditioned. And we had our lecture room was on top of the dining room. So not only because of the temperature outside, it was smoldering. The heat would come up from the kitchen into this classroom. The teacher, the Rebbe who taught the shiur, who gave the lecture, the Talmudic lecture, at the end of the class, his suit was drenched, as if he just came out of a swimming pool with the suit. That's how hot it was. And it was an hour and 45-minute lecture every day. Do you know what that means? To be focused and to be able to apply yourself and not to be deterred by the heat. And we stuck it out. Every summer, that's the way it was, until later in this late 70s, where they upgraded the condition, the living condition. I think every room was air conditioned. It was a whole different equation. But in those days, you were able to continue even without the comforts. Today, the amenities, the moment they break down, people become non-functional. Today, without a cell phone, a person can't function. At one time, without a calculator, you couldn't add 3 numbers together. Different world. But factually, understanding that life is not that simple. And life is sacrifice. And what do you sacrifice for something that you appreciate has value? Understanding as a Jew what has value, what doesn't have value, doing the right thing, despite what people think or classify you as, that has 100 times value of doing something more special than something that comes easy.